Something moved within my heart, and it chills me to my soul. And tell me that love's not gonna let me down. Oh no, love's not gonna let me down. As I see the morning sun, I know everything is alright. I could see her rushing through my door and tell me that love's not gonna let me down. Not gonna let me down. Love's not gonna let me down.
Hi, we're speaking from the Love Alive Home and Human Values School in India. We're an operation that has been going on for 5 years, in a small way, full of quality and love and compassion.
Madam has been looking after me for 5 years now. I worked hard, I studied hard. I would like to join in college.
Class examinations.
I would like to get A in my 10th class examination.
Very, very small, humble beginnings of nearly zero English. Lokesh has extremely high aspirations, and that is really absolutely remarkable after 4.5 years of work.
No, love not gonna let me down. No, love not gonna.
For 5 years and she clothed me, she looked after me. I am now in good education in English. My father is a small farmer in a village.
Future.
I want to become a doctor. I want to serve poor people in small villages.
It would be absolutely wonderful. These children need to be sponsored. And if you felt it in your heart that you'd like to actually do something, it would be amazing for you to sponsor them.
Not gonna let me down.
I am Rajesh. I am 12. I love doing art and creative things. I love cooking and gardening too.
First came, he was very naughty.
Really?
Nobody else would take him. They all threw him out.
Hello, I am Sai Mohan. I love to be at Love Alive Home because Madam taught us how to speak English well and how to live with human values of kindness, respect and with love. I have been here for 5 years.
5 years, okay. And how old are you?
I am 12 years old.
12 years old, so you came here when you were 7 then?
So you can imagine he was a chinalulupulu. He was very little.
Very little.
And again, of course, Saimuhan, from being a recalcitrant student, is actually now a very, very good student. Again, just like Lokesh, if he works hard, he's going to be an A student. And he can go to university.
Good.
He can go to college and he can go to university. So we would be so grateful if you could actually help us by sponsoring so that he can actually reach high limits.
Yeah, his full potential.
His full potential, yes.
That's very true.
Basic essentials, it's about, well, depends on how basic, because I like to give the children good food, quality food, and decent clothes. I like to look after the children as if they're my children to the best that I can. It's about £1,500 per month.
Wow.
And we've been doing that for 5 years officially.
Yeah.
Unofficially 3 more years before that. So
That's
I've been
amazing.
going at it for 8 years.
8 years, that's amazing. Because obviously there's breakfast, there's lunch, there's dinner, and there's maximum 50 children, plus the teachers,
Yes.
plus everybody.
Everybody resides. It's a charming little boarding school.
Wow, so that's... and obviously nobody pays. The children come here for free. They don't...
Everything.
The money's coming out of your good pocket. And to the people that kindly fundraise and people that have been donating.
And we're very grateful for the small things and the big things that people give. You know, from a small toy, a few books, some used clothes, and cash. Always eternally grateful. Every little bit helps.
That's excellent stuff.
Well, I had the stirrings of the aspirations when I was 16. I lost my father when I was 11, and when I was between 14 and 16 years of age, I used to pass an orphanage and used to feel so sorry. My heart used to actually bleed for these children. And so I just let it sit in my consciousness. And of course life carries on, and I became a young woman, and I had my own high aspirations. I lived my life, married, had children, and some 40 years went by to its fullness. And then I sold my house, my children, my own children having been relatively okay, and they've passed the university very well, and are fairly independent, relatively independent. I sold my house, and with the proceeds of that, I bought land and built this building with the intention of setting up a little boarding school, a home really, a home of love with a school attached to it. The school running on the basic fundamentals of Bhagavan Shiva with human values, love, peace, truth, right conduct. And that's how it began.
That's amazing. So you actually sold your own property. That's such a selfless thing to do, and very, very, very inspiring. So that's great. That is absolutely fantastic, and it inspires others to do well too. So I came here in 2009, for instance, and I saw and heard your story that I was interested in helping.
Yeah.
And I know back home a lot of people are supporting this good cause, so that's fantastic.
Wonderful. We welcome help, because yes, I started. I spent a lot of money building this building to sort of very high standards, like it's your own home. People who come in are really surprised. It's not just an orphanage; it's like my own home. So that the children can thrive in a good environment. Not only that, the land that I bought 9 acres plus 3 acres, so we have 12 acres. And the 9 acres, the very first thing we started, even before the building was up, was to actually plant an orchard of mango trees for eventual sustainability. The end result is it doesn't bring in that much income, but the children enjoy the best of organic vitamin C, and they have, what do you call them? They call them mango parties. We have some girls here. Shamali, who is quite an amazing asset, has a strong personality, and was very difficult with members of her family. Nobody knew what to do with her, and she wouldn't study, and so she was sent here in the hope that I would make something good out of her. And she has just proved that she is full of incredible beauty and love, because she has improved so much. Studying is not her forte, but she does work, she does try. But because we focus on Satya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema, Ahimsa, love, peace, truth, right conduct, because we focus on the building of character rather than all the time on academics, Shamali has actually flowered. She has blossomed into somebody that I can now rely on, somebody that I can trust, somebody whom I love. Bhargavi came to us late, so it's quite difficult. Shamali, for example, came 5 years ago when she was 7. Bhargavi came a student late, 10, and mother was begging. Now 10 without any English is extremely difficult for us to cope with, but it's a compassionate factor that comes into it. The mother cannot look after her, they are not necessarily well off, she cannot feed her and put her. And Sirisha? She's another little prefect.
I like to stay here because Madam looks after me. Madam gives us toys, books, games, food, and many other things.
Yeah. How long have you been here?
For 5 years.
5 years. And how old are you now?
11, sir.
11. Okay.
It's interesting when it comes to food. Some of the children, I didn't quite know this, but some of the children, having lived together as a family for some time, now their stories come out. And when they were actually living in their villages, sometimes they go for days without food.
Wow.
And that's tough. That's why the mothers and single parents, the mothers and the fathers come begging for us to take in. Because at least even if they starve,
The children
their
at least.
children are not starving.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a different way of life compared to back to London, for instance, you know.
Ooh.
Some of us moan when we're having a bad day. We think we're having a bad day, but,
Yes.
you know, we've got to say that we're quite lucky. Okay.
Priyanka has a mother and a father, but Priyanka's parents, I don't know, I think Swami sent them to us. Somehow the parents had an intuitive understanding that she was going to get something different from here. Priyanka is a very shy, sensitive girl, very sensitive. And in places like village schools and other schools, sometimes the artistic ones, the sensitive ones, get trampled on. Whereas here, she's actually allowed to flower, to blossom. Seeing her from a little girl like this, full of fear, and now she's much more relaxed. And
very confident as well. Yeah. Priyanka, how old are you, Priyanka?
I'm 11 years old.
11 years old. And how long have you been here?
5 years.
5 years, okay.
But we don't forget the extracurricular either.
Yeah.
They don't have regular PE, but all the children wake up at 5:45 and they do yoga at 6 o'clock.
That's great.
They do hatha yoga, all of them, and they're pretty. We might take some shots of them doing some yoga.
Yeah.
So they do hatha yoga in the morning, and then for recreation, we play tennis. We play with tennis racket and the ball, and they really enjoy that. And we have the beginnings of golf. So we don't know how many children are going to be expert golfers, but they enjoy hitting the golf ball with a club.
That's
and
good.
That's putting as well.
Yeah. That's
We have done many new things at Love Alive Home, stitching and creative many other things.
I actually had a half-hour lesson chat with them as to the value of getting gifts. Is it good to get gifts? Does it bring out bad qualities in you? Or is it nice to get gifts? And it was interesting to hear the various reports. Most of them said they felt very happy and very joyful and very thrilled, etc., etc. But one discerning, clever chap, because something happened to him, he said, we can get so overexcited that we forget all the values in that instant, in that moment. And I thought, for 11-year-olds to come up with truth, on that quality was excellent.
That is really good, yeah. It's nice to see the kids have got their heads screwed on their shoulders, basically.
Yeah.
That is really good.
Thank you so much for thinking of us, and we'll be in touch again.
Okay, bye.
Bye.